Hey, what's going on, sports fans? This is Sean with boxingandbasketball.com here with your co-host Matthew Rayner. What's going on, Matthew?
Hey, 2 hours late to the best part of my week, but I'm glad we can still get it in, even if it is 10:15 p.m. Central. We staying up late to talk some basketball tonight.
And you know what I realized? It's shocking, right? When it comes to basketball, actually the people are still up right now because they're finishing watching their last game like 9, 10 o'clock. And then they're hitting YouTube to see what their elbows are saying. And boom, now you got us.
Man, if you're like me and you watch the Sacramento Kings for some reason, you're on Pacific time. And typically, if the Kings were playing, I wouldn't even be at halftime yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
hmm
All right, Matthew, we're going to hit it off with topic number one. Kevin Durant passed Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list Saturday night. He hit a corner three in the fourth quarter against Miami to reach 32,294 career points, and he's already blown past Will and Dirk this season, and Kobe is next at 33,643. Matthew, how high does KD finish on this list before he's done?
Mm. Well, first of all, let me just say congrats to KD because, he's such a goated legend. Anytime you're passing by Michael Jordan on
Right.
any list, that's such a magnificent achievement. But it's going to be tough for him because okay, so for sure he's going to pass Kobe. Let's do the math because he's older. He's 38, 37. He's 37, but he's
Yeah.
still putting up numbers. He's on a very talented Rocket team, and he's still far and away the best
All right.
player. And you keep in mind they got some young stars. They got Amin Thompson, they got Jabari Smith Jr., they got a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of other players. Now these players all have little weaknesses, limitations, but they're a playoff team. And Kevin Durant at 37 is far and away the best. So let's see. He's putting up 25 points a game, 26. We'll average to 26. He's going to play about 75 games this season. So if you took 26, multiplied it by 70 games, we'll assume he plays next season. I think that's going to get you to 1270. I think for sure he's going to pass Kobe next year. Look, I'm going to the calculator right now. I'm going to
Okay.
clear the calculator. I'm putting in 27. I'm multiplying it by 70. That gets you 1900. So let's say he puts up 1900 next year, and that's going to get you past Kobe, but it would take 2 seasons of that to even sniff Karl Malone territory. So he could do 2 seasons straight playing most of the games, 27 points a game, and he'd still be a little bit behind Karl Malone. So you have to say that for him to pass Karl Malone for number 3, he would have to play 3 seasons like he's playing now. So, and it would be the beginning of that third
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
But so that's going to be tough. I think eventually he'll pass Malone, but I do think right now his game hasn't broken down whatsoever. He's still averaging
So
26.
yeah. So
Yeah,
the wild part is because I was looking at this, right? He's doing this like in his late 30s and still giving you
uh-huh.
like mid 20s a night efficiently, right? And
Yes,
it just
sir.
isn't volume, right? It's like surgical scoring.
Surgical.
So if he gives you like even say two more healthy 70 game seasons at this pace, that's like another 3,500, 40,000 points. And now we're talking about him in rooms where people swore were reserved for like LeBron and Kareem.
I think he gets past Karl Malone for sure. I'm not so sure he gets past Kareem. If he gets past Kareem, like I think he kind of limps past Kareem. I'm not sure that he gets there
Okay.
because he's 37. He'd be
Yeah.
38 next season. At some point, he's got to slow down. But at the same time, you say that
Uh-huh.
this year from the field, he's shooting 52, 41, 89. He's
Yeah.
above all of his career averages.
Yes.
So he can do it. I mean, he's got the
Mm-hmm.
juice. He can keep moving up. But I'd like to see him on a team that's contending. And while Houston is a contender in name, I
Right.
don't know that people actually consider them somebody that's going to beat OKC or Houston or even Denver and LA. And so he's going to keep moving up that record book, but I'd like to see him get a non-Golden State chip. And I don't know. I don't think we're going to see it this year, but I hope we can find a way. I hope Houston can build the team, develop, and give him a real fighting chance at winning it next year. Because people hate on them 2 Golden State chips.
Yeah, yeah. And look, and then there's some old head somewhere that's like, yeah, he passed Michael Jordan in points, but he didn't hit fadeaways in that VHS tape.
He didn't do the reverse layup, slow down. He didn't push off Byron Russell. He didn't do whatever, this, that, or the other. And sure, MJ did it in less seasons, but
Right.
come on, dog. When you're passing Michael Jordan on any list, it don't matter. It's a hell of an achievement as a basketball player.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, we're going to switch over to topic number 2 about Jalen Williams. All right, so OKC just confirmed, was that last night? Yeah, last night or earlier today that Jalen Williams was going to return back tonight, and he did against Philly after missing 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. The Thunder went like 56-15 and won 11 straight without him. Now they're about to add the All-Star back to the best team in the league right now. So, Matthew, does this make OKC the runaway title favorite, or is someone still a threat?
Oh, there's somebody that's still a threat, and I'm in the same city as them right now. but that doesn't matter. That's just, that has nothing to do with Jalen Williams.
Right.
The thing I worry about with Jalen Williams, and let's take a look at he came back tonight. He looked pretty good. 20 minutes, 18 points, 8 of 14, plus 9. So he
over 50% from the field goal.
Absolutely. Throw in 6 assists, throw in 4 boards. We'll even forget about the 3 turnovers since it was his first game back. But here's the deal. What you worry about, especially with somebody that's going to come back and want to be your second best player, you worry about how it disrupts the team chemistry, because OKC, without him, is far and away the best team in the league. I think my Spurs are going to give them some trouble. Might be able to beat them in the playoffs. But right now, I think most experts would say OKC is the best team in the league at 57-15, and they've won an insane amount, whatever it is, 23 of their last 25, 24 of their last 27. I don't know. They've won an insane amount of games without him. So you worry. It's like Boston. Boston, they brought Tatum back in, and they're winning now. But there's moments where you bring him back in, and no matter how talented of a player he is, there's moments where it's hard to integrate him into the offense because Jaylen Brown took on such a big load, and now you got to incorporate one of the top 10 best players in basketball back into your starting lineup. And it's like, is he the first or is he the second? Whatever. You don't have that problem with Jalen Williams because he's the second best player. But still, he's going to want a certain amount of shots. And you think, who was starting in his place? Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace has started 56 games this year. Cason Wallace goes back to the bench tonight. What's he do for you? 5 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. So for Jalen Williams to eat what you want him to eat, but you have to accept that some people that have helped build the chemistry you have now, that have helped build the winning streak, they're going to have to take back seats. Yeah. There's some rough bumps to get over, but you still have the best player in the world, SGA. You still have SGA, the best player in the world. And I think even the people that hate on him for flopping acknowledge that this year he's clearly the best player in the world. Jokic, I think, is the sure second. And then you get in Wemby and Doncic territory. But so it's easy because you have SGA that he can take on more and you can help integrate Jalen Williams into the offense. But I do think, man, Jalen Williams played like 25 games this year. And now come playoff season, now you got to fully integrate your second best player. So I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to do well in the playoffs. But I do think, this is my prediction, before the regular season's over, with Jalen in the lineup, they'll have a little bit of a losing streak. And whether, they're such a good team that it's not going to be like, they're not going to lose 7 games in a row. But I think they'll have a stretch where they go like 3-3, 3-4 as they integrate him back into the offense. And then they'll probably catch fire again come playoff time.
Because that's what I was going to ask you, Matthew, right? So because on paper, right, this is like nasty having them back in that lineup. Like you're taking the number 1 team and basically adding a 20 points per game secondary creator who defends. He cuts. He lets Shy stay in that surgical closer mode. The only question for me is, like you said, the hamstring risk, and like you said, the chemistry. So it's like, do they do they ramp do they ramp him up slow and keep that machine humming, or risk retweaking it right before the playoffs?
I think you do. I think you do it slowly because I think you try to give him too much at once. You risk re-injuring him, and you risk messing up the chemistry. Because right now you're like, okay, Jalen, get your minutes back. All right, Case and Wallace, we're scaling you back. Jalen's a lot better than you, whatever. But still, you were building something, so you ramp down what you had. You ramp up Jalen. You do like what you did tonight, and you play him 20 minutes. Maybe tomorrow you play him 22. The next day you play him 24. And eventually, obviously, he's going to be a 30-minute, 35-minute per game guy in the playoffs. But you ramp him up slowly. But maybe what we're saying, maybe it doesn't matter at all because for all the talk about chemistry, whatever, they whooped the Sixers tonight by 20. None of their players really had to play 30 minutes. So,
Right.
so maybe the solution is just having SGA on your team and then having a bunch of role players that know their role, stars in their role because role player is a little unfair. Chet Holmgren was the second pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Williams on some teams could be the best player on the team.
Right.
Perhaps. Caruso was considered like the ultimate role player. So
Right.
they got guys that are going to fill their role. But take it easy with Jalen. Take it easy. 21,
Yeah.
22, 24.
Uh-huh.
But I see a couple losses in their future before they get it all together. I think they're going to give San
So,
Antonio.
so is that because of load management, or are they just going to hit a brick wall?
I think there's a lot of pressure to be the best team in the league all season. Then I think it's hard to reintegrate your second best player on the team that's only played like a quarter of the season. So I think there might be some growing pains as they integrate the new lineup. But it seems like a stupid prediction right now because they just beat an Eastern Conference playoff team by 20 tonight. Of course, that team was missing all their players. Damn, like nobody's playing for the Sixers these days. I don't see Joel Embiid. I don't see Tyrese Maxey. I don't see Paul George. I
Yeah.
just see VJ Edgecombe going for 35. Good for you, young
Uh-huh.
man. But where's your
Yep.
helpers at, VJ? Where they at,
Yep.
VJ? He's alone on that
So
team,
we
man.
so we know Joel was hurt last week. I forgot what happened to Maxie. But what was my man that used to play for them? He was trying his best to get revenge. McCain. See,
McCain.
McCain was playing against him. Boy, he came out and hit two back-to-back three-pointers on him.
Hey, team high and plus minus, plus 19, Jared McCain.
Yep.
It's got to be the
Yep.
nail polish.
Oh look, so let me throw this out there also, Matthew. If OKC wins the title, the championship again this year, back to back, and let's say, and I don't think this is gonna happen, but let's say they had to face to get there, say Wemby and them, and they beat them in like 5.
Hell no.
And then they go ahead and win the championship. What does that say about OKC?
It says you're dreaming. If you think they've beaten Wemby and the Spurs in 5. Wemby and the Spurs that put belt ass on them multiple times this year, got a 3-1 record on them. Even take out the game where
Yeah.
OKC starters in play, 2-1 record.
Yeah.
The Spurs have looked pretty strong against OKC.
Why do you think the Spurs aren't in first place right now?
Well, OKC is winning a lot. OKC is the team to beat. That's you gotta beat the man to be the man. And OKC, it's just that the Spurs have won like 23 of their last 25. But during that, OKC's gone on multiple winning streaks. They're just not giving them the chance. They're just playing perfect basketball.
Right.
So really, the Spurs aren't doing anything wrong. They're winning games. They're playing incredibly. I can't wait to talk to Wemby. I was at the Spurs game on Saturday against the Pacers. Can't wait to talk about Wemby. But OKC's just not giving them a chance. There's no slippage from that team.
Right.
But you wonder if you're the Spurs, if this is your opportunity to try to get some games on them right before the playoffs as they try to reintegrate their second best player into the lineup.
Because didn't some of them get ejected the other day for a brawl or a fight they got into? Who was that OKC got into?
Hey, man.
They were getting a fight with somebody.
It wasn't nobody they really needed, and a lot of that's just noise now because it's like all these guys say. None of these guys are really trying to fight.
But Matthew, we talked about this about a month ago, right? Even though we know they're not trying to fight. What's up with all the extra pushing and shoving and in the face chirping and all that? I'm not saying that it didn't go on before, but it seemed like it's just extra now. Like every game, come
Because
on now.
come on, they just they want something cool to post on Instagram that night. They want to put a picture of themselves mean mugging on Instagram that night. Come on, man. We watched an NBA a long time. When's the last time you actually seen someone fighting?
That Malice in the Palace, that was it.
Then
I mean,
Rajon
a real
Rondo and
fight.
Chris Paul, a
Yeah.
little bit. They threw point like you could count it on one hand. And I'm not counting Carmelo hitting Nate Robinson and then backing up the whole court. Like, there's different times where a punch gets thrown, and usually it's one punch followed by a back pedal, waiting for the ref to get in between you. But yeah, man, I mean, we live in the social media age. It's corrupted all of our brains. They just trying to look tough so they can, throw that on their IG later that night.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at this. Let's move on to topic number 3. Luka is averaging 40 points a game during the Lakers' 9-game heater, and only Wilt Chamberlain has ever done that in NBA history. He dropped 60, 51, and 44 during his run, and LA is locked into the 3 seed at 46 and 25. So, Matthew, is Luka playing himself into the MVP conversation right now?
I don't think he's playing himself into the MVP conversation just because I think, I mean,
40
SGA,
plus during a 9-game win streak?
but SGA is doing incredible stuff every night. He's
Okay.
on the number 1 seed. Jokic is pulling it. I think Jokic is clearly the second best player because every time you look at, it was like at the beginning of the year, it was like, okay, Jokic needs like 40 triple doubles past Westbrook. Now he needs like 15 because he's just getting like 30, 15, and 15 every night. And he's just dragging that team to the playoffs, even on nights where Murray doesn't have it. And it's like, I've never seen a year where you have such a clear first place and such a clear second place. Because SGA and Jokic are just doing it every night for their team, no matter what. And so Luka and Wemby, let's not forget Wemby, are doing some incredible things on winning teams. But I just think it doesn't matter when you got those two guys in front of you that haven't slipped at all. I mean, really, if Jokic falls below 2 in MVP voting, I think it's voter fatigue. Because you just don't even look. Because I mean, as a Westbrook fan, I like to look at Jokic's box score every night to see, oh, did he get a triple double? And it's like, oh fuck, sure enough, there it is, 31, 16, and 17. 39, 20, and 14, like 30, 10, and 18. I mean, it's just every single night, and he's not like barely getting it like 20, 10, and 10. He's getting like 15 assists. He's getting like 14 rebounds, and the Nuggets are winning games that they certainly wouldn't be winning without him. He's extremely valuable to that team. You could talk about Christian Brown. You could talk about Aaron Gordon. You could talk about Jamal. That team without Jokic is in Warriors-Clippers territory. They're in playoff territory. I'm playing territory. They have some glaring weaknesses, including only having one player on their bench, Tim Hardaway Jr., that's competent most nights. And that really speaks to all Jokic has to do. And it sucks that he's having to play 39 minutes in random games in late March. But that's how important he is to that team. But your question's not about Jokic. Your question's about Luka. While I don't think he's playing himself in an MVP race, and I love to hate on the Lakers a little bit, but not only is he averaging 40, but the Lakers are winning until they lost to the Pistons tonight. And that's a tough game. At Detroit, some might call that a schedule loss. Before that, they were on a 9-game winning streak and 12 of their last 13. And in that streak, in the 9-game winning streak, Luka, 49% from the field, 40% from 3, 77 from the line, whatever. Then 40 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. What I don't like, though, what I will say, averaging 27 shots a game. And that's including somebody that's got the best whistle of all time. So, I mean, He's shooting more than that because he's getting to the line a hell of a lot of times, too. And he's flopping, like all them guys flopping. But 27 shots a game. And some of those games, it's not even close. I mean, the last two nights before Detroit, 30 shots, 12
Mm-hmm.
of 30,
Right.
um, 18 to 30, good, 12 of 25, 14 to 27, 10 to 26. At some point, that offense is going to become predictable if it's Luka taking 30 shots a game, not including free throws, because that means probably like 40, 45 possessions that are ending with him shooting. I don't know. I think come playoff time, teams found a way to stop Prime Harden. Teams found a way to stop Prime Westbrook when it was just them. When you're a one-man band like that,
Mm-hmm.
teams come playoffs are going to say, let him get his, and we're going to make sure everybody else doesn't get theirs. And you might find that crazy on a team that has LeBron. But that man's 41 years old. So I worry because they haven't been this hot all year. They're hot right now.
Uh-huh.
Luka's shooting 30 shots a game.
Yeah.
But what happens when he's shooting 30 shots a game come playoff time and he's not going 18 to 30? He's going 10 to 30, 12 to 30. And a lot of those shots are ending in bad step backs. You worry about it because I don't think their streak is as real as OKC or San Antonio streak. I think Luka's on a heater.
Yeah.
And
So I was going to say something similar to that, Matthew, because the numbers are screaming like MVP right now, right? Like you said, it's 40 plus a night, almost 9 boards, like 7 plus assists during the streak, and dragging the Lakers up to the third in the West. So kind of like you said, the only knock is the late surge versus like season long dominance, right? But if he keeps this like nuclear level up and they finish, say, 2 games off the 1 seed, those voters are going to start talking themselves into like best player, best stretch logic real quick.
they're not going to get there though because the Spurs are winning every game. OKC's winning every game. And the Lakers are seven games behind the Spurs and 10 games behind OKC. So really they're not even close. So how can we dismiss what SGA is doing on any given night or what Wemby's doing on any given night when not only are the Spurs winning, not only are OKC winning, they've been winning the whole year.
Yeah. But
Consistently.
you know how the Lakers fans are. They
Now
don't care about that.
I know there's going to be a yelling campaign, whatever, but if I had a ballot, Luka would be fourth. I'm going SGA.
And look, Matthew, the Lakers fans went from like trade everybody in December to Luka's better than Kobe by March, like no in between.
Man, that's every year for the Lakers. I was watching them for a couple years though when my boy was over there. That's a difficult fan base, but more and more that's kind of spread to every fan base, that social media mind state.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's everywhere, but then with LA, it's just that giant magnifying glass, that microscope, and it's got to be tough for the players. And I don't think we're done hearing complaints from the fans because if they get in the playoff series against the Nuggets or someone good like that in the first round and they lose a game, they lose 2 games, and Luka's not efficient, you're gonna hear some people upset. Well, I mean, I don't think we've seen the end of the roller coaster. I think we're on a high. I think there's still another low to go.
All right. So Matthew, real quick before we switch topics, you talked about your boy being over there. Of course, we all know Russell Westbrook, right? Do you think there's any truth to LeBron get him kicked off that team? Because Russell kind of hinted at it, but he didn't like straight out say LeBron kicked him off the team. But do you think there was some truth to that?
Bro, LeBron was trying to trade him for Kyrie like mid-season. I mean, look, it wasn't a fit. It didn't work. I mean, one, because Russ did not play good on that team, but Russ has got to play point guard. But when you're on a team with LeBron, except for this year, these last 9 games, LeBron's been more willing to play off ball, but he wasn't going to play off ball for Westbrook. And so you got Russ sitting in the corner doing nothing when, if you're going to get him, which you can argue you shouldn't get him because he doesn't fit, because him and LeBron have similar styles and similar weaknesses, although you would say LeBron's a better version with a better shot. But if you're not going to let him play point guard, don't even get him. But to have a legendary player, a Hall of Famer like that, top 75 player, and you got LeBron midseason saying he loved to have Kyrie, knowing damn well the only way you get Kyrie is if you trade Westbrook's contract for Kyrie. Yeah, I think LeBron definitely kind of did him wrong a little, and I think you see that now in the games because Westbrook don't even look at him. Like
Yeah,
when they're
yeah.
doing pregame after the game, Westbrook gone. LeBron looking for the dap, and like Westbrook's already halfway to the locker room. So yeah, I definitely think there's some truth to that rumor. I think there's
Right.
some fire to that smoke.
All right, there you have it. All right, Matthew, we're going to move on to topic number 4. New York Knicks blew out Washington 145-113 the other night for the 6th straight. And Cat just recorded his league leading 50th double-double of the season. And the Knicks own the best defense in the league since January and sit just half a game behind the Celtics for the 2 seed. So, Matthew, can the Knicks actually catch Boston for home court advantage?
Maybe Boston kind of has the deal where they're going through a little bit what we're talking about with the OKC bringing back Jalen Williams. They're trying to bring back Jason Tatum, and there's going to be some losses involved with kind of rebuilding the starting lineup, rebuilding the rotation, but they're going to be stronger for it in the long run. So at some point in these next 10, 11 games, whatever we have, they're going to get their act together. They're going to start winning. So it might be the Boston is slumping, and slumping is relative because they're like 4-3 in their last 7. But for a good team, we can say slumping. And New York is surging at the right time. But I do think Boston's going to get it together. And I think I've just seen New York like randomly. Anytime I've seen New York on NBC or on primetime, whatever, I've never came away that impressed. Like it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't look cohesive. Sometimes Brunson, like if Brunson doesn't have it going, like the other guys kind of struggle a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Cat's a little bit of an afterthought. I've seen them play the Kings a couple times now. I saw them play the Spurs. Of course, they beat the Spurs for the NBA Cup. My gut tells me Boston will still be the 2 seed, but it's New York beating Washington by 30. That doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah. Because
Let's
Matthew, if they actually pass Boston, Times Square is going to look like they won the finals, and all of a sudden they cured load management.
and that's the thing, man. Like it happens every year where New York has their run, and everyone
Uh-huh.
says the Knicks are back, but like, when's the last time the Knicks have actually been back? When's the last time they've been there in the finals? They've been in the NBA Cup. They won the NBA Cup, but
Yeah.
I'm sure when the last time the Knicks actually made some noise?
Right. So listen, Matthew, they always say defense wins games, right? So
Yeah.
because when you combine elite defense with a big like Cat putting up double after double, that formula actually starts to travel and get legs. So if the Knicks stay top 3 in the defensive rating and the offense stays like even league average, there's a real path to jump in Boston, especially if the Celtics start to rest guys late or hit like a mini skid.
Man, there's a real path based on their schedule. But look who
Uh-huh.
they've won. Look in this 6-game winning streak. Look who they played. They played the Wizards. They played the Nets. They played the Pacers twice. They played the Jazz, and they played the
Ooh,
Warriors. There's not
shots fired.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, like they're having a good run. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, but they beat 6 straight teams with losing records. While Boston is having to rebuild their rotation to reintegrate Jason Tatum.
And Jason Tatum back. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, they're having a good time feasting on the bottom of the barrel, while Boston is what's the word I'm looking for? They appear weaker while they're getting stronger because once
Okay.
Tatum is fully integrated, they're going to be at full cylinder. So right now they'll take a few March losses to fully integrate Tatum back on the team while you want to crown the Knicks while they're feasting on the Pacers twice and the Jazz and the Warriors without Curry. We went through that Warriors roster
Yeah.
2 episodes ago, and it was rough. There were guys, Sean, we're doing a basketball podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't know most of that roster. Now,
Right.
hey, maybe you did, and more credit to
Yeah, I
you.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm saying like it was a tough
Yeah.
roster. So hey, New York, good. You're doing good.
Uh-huh.
Cat, you're getting double doubles. You're winning the games you're supposed to get. But let's see what happens when they're playing a good team, when Brunson's struggling, and let's see if Cat steps up. Let's see if McHale steps up. And then at that point, we can anoint them whatever you want in the Eastern Conference, because it don't matter, because whoever comes out the East is getting belt to ass from whoever comes out of the West.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I don't even trust New York to get out of the East. But good for you, New York, for beating the Pacers twice, and the Jazz, and the Warriors, and whatever, the Mississippi School of the Blind and the Little Sisters of the Poor.
Golly.
Yay. You got to win the games you're supposed to.
Right. All right, so we're gonna move on to topic number 5, the one that you love to talk about. Victor Wembanyama hit a game winner to clinch San Antonio's first playoff berth since 2019. The Spurs are, well, no, they're not 21-2 no more. They're now, because they just won. So they're 22-2 since February 1st with a plus 12 point differential, the best stretch of the NBA. So Wemby is averaging like 26.8 points, 3.6 blocks in his last 10 games. So Matthew, is Wemby the most dangerous playoff wild card in the league?
Yes. And I just, man, it's like AI, man. Like the world is not ready. We don't know what's gonna happen with AI, man. Like with the league is not ready. Wemby, like they have never seen a problem like this, and they're just hoping he doesn't peak as high as he's going to peak, because it's crazy the impact he has on a game. I could sit here and talk about it all day, and I say it every show because it's true. I was just at the game on Saturday. We were playing the Pacers, so don't get me wrong. I just hated on the Knicks for beating the Pacers, but the way the guys don't even come into the lane and try to get layups or dunks. I mean, they're leaving. You put a normal NBA center where Wemby is, and you're adding 15 to 30 points every game scored in the paint, because the amount of times the team has a lob, a dunk, or a layup that they don't even attempt because Wemby is just slightly in the area. And you take away his whole offense. And because my one issue with Wemby, the one thing that worries me is he does disappear on offense for long stretches of games. And you worry about that in the playoffs. You wonder if Fox and the other players can step up. Right now, it looks like it. Keldon Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Sixth man of the year. Mark it right now. I know the questions about Wemby, but 21 points against the Heat tonight, against Indiana, 24, 10 of 12 from the field. Man, I have never seen a man get a heat check all on low post buckets. My man's hit 4 straight in the second quarter, all from 4 to 8 feet, all just footwork, big body, moving people out the way, getting to the cup, not dunks, not layups, just low post footwork, getting to the cup. Okay, maybe there was a couple layups in there, but you need everybody clicking, because Wemby does disappear a little offensively. Sometimes when he's in a big center, they push him out of the lane, but you just take his impact just on defense and you say the sky is the limit, because even if he never blocked a shot, he would be defensive player of the year just on the way he scares people out of the lane. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. But he doesn't block 0 shots. He blocks 3 shots a game, and he could block 10 shots a game if people actually dared to take shots. But they don't when he's down there. Then you add in, he's slumping a little bit from 3, but you add in that he's got a beautiful shot. He shoots his free throws. He's crafty. How many times have we seen him Euro step and scoop from 17 feet out, and somehow he's dunking it? And you're like, what the? Did he just – he gathered 17 feet away, and he took 2 steps, and – he jumped in the hoop, Flubber style, man. I'm at a loss for words, because I don't think you can speak highly enough of this guy. And I think everybody else in the league realizes that, hey, he's in his 3rd year. He's still scrawny. He might be scrawny his whole career, but he hasn't fully got that. He hasn't fully got that grown man strength.
Right.
His game hasn't peaked yet because usually cats start their descent towards their ascent towards their peak like in year 5 or year 6, where you really start saying, oh, this guy's a problem. Whether it's LeBron, KD, they get to that point where they're superstars year 1, year 2, year 3, but they get that year 4 through 6, and if they're good consistent ballers, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is what you can do. Wemby's hitting these highs when it's clear that he isn't anywhere close to his peak. And I think the league's on notice. And look, if you're SGA and them boys, you better get it this year. You better not let
Right.
them beat you this year, because they beat you this year and they get the chip. That's a dynasty. And if you're OKC, you want to squeeze out too before Wemby fully realizes his powers, because
Right. Because
boy, it's
Wemby,
different.
Wemby out here making dudes like rethink life. Like, coach, I swear I used to make layups before this guy showed up.
I swear I used to get at the rim, and not anymore. Hey, them guys, anything within 8 feet, they just ran it right back out.
Right. Look, so because he's a 7-footer who moves like a wing, shoots from deep, erases shots at the rim, is the exact type of matchup that breaks your clean playoff bracket. So, like in a short series, like one generational alien can swing 2 games by himself with rim protection and shot making, and suddenly that easy first round series turns into a 6 or 7 game war.
Hey, 100%. But nobody's getting an easy first round series against the Spurs. The only one that's getting an easy first round series will be the Spurs against whoever they play. And you know what? OKC better worry, because I don't know why, but Wemby seems to hate Chet, and he seems to take that
Oh
matchup real
yeah,
personal.
yeah,
And
man. I don't
you
know what's
see it.
going on with them too.
It doesn't seem like it's on Chet's end. It seems like it's all on Wemby's end.
Yeah,
So you see a world where Wemby just gets in his head and just locks in and says, "I'm gonna beat these guys no matter what." If you're OKC, you better win this year. That's all I'm saying.
right. True. All right, Matthew, we're gonna wrap it up with topic number 6. The Golden State Warriors announced that Steph is rejoining the full team practices in the coming days after missing 21 games with a knee injury. The Warriors are 10-21 without him, and they're barely clinging to the 10th seed at 33 wins, 38 losses. So, Matthew, can Steph save Golden State season with only about 10 games left?
I don't think so. I mean, it's been too rough. I mean, after Steph, Jimmy Butler went out for the year, and they've just lost too many games now, that even if some small chance, nobody gets it out the mud. Nobody starts as the 10 seed in the play-in, wins a road game, then wins another road game just to make it to the playoffs, then has to play the best team in the league. So if you're Golden State, and you win, yeah, because if you're the 9 or 10 seed, if you're the 7 or 8, okay, because the 7 plays 8 and the 9 plays 10. Then whoever wins the 7 and 8 game gets to be the 7 seed. Then the loser plays the winner of the 9-10, and the winner gets to
Right.
be the 8 seed. So if
Yep.
you're the Warriors and you come in as the 9 or 10 seed, not only are you going to have to win 2 games against
Mhm.
desperate teams just to make the playoffs, then your reward is to play OKC. So
Right.
at this point, why even? I mean, they're 2 games back of the Trailblazers for the 9 seed,
Right.
2 games back of the Clippers for the 8 seed, then 7 games back of the Suns for the 7 seed. So
Right.
your ultimate best case scenario is the 8 seed,
Right.
which you got to play OKC. So
Right.
you're 33 and 38. Their record is just horrible in their last 10. I mean, the players they're playing are guys that we don't necessarily know. You still got your schedule still littered with some tough teams. You still got the Nuggets. You still got the Spurs. You got the Cavaliers. You got the Lakers. You got the Clippers, who are also fighting for their lives. I just Steph or no, you almost wonder. And he's just rejoining them for practice, you're saying. So, like, he's probably still out a couple more games. So what happens if you're ramping him up, then you lose two more games. Then it's like that. It's that much more, and so they're gonna make the play-in no matter what because the Pelicans are too far back at the 11 seed. So they're gonna make the play-in no matter what. But if you make the play-in as a 10 seed, which I think you are, because the Trailblazers are the 9 seed and they've been winning at a pretty good rate for a team that's that far back. I don't want to say they've been on a roll at 35 and 37, but they started a lot worse than that. And so they've won a lot of games to get there. You just wonder if you don't shut it down and wait for next year. What's the point in rushing him back?
Right.
Just the best case scenario, get your ass kicked by OKC in the first round, because it's just going to be Steph, you know?
Well, listen, because we all know, what a peak Steph looks like, right? He can flip on offense like any night, right? But asking a 36-year-old coming off a knee issue to drag a 500-ish team roster up the standings to 10 games feel like you're asking for like miracle level variance, not just like normal Steph magic.
And you're not getting peak Steph. You're not even getting peak this year Steph. You're getting a guy who's ramping up from injury that's trying to rush back maybe before the injury is fully healed to play again. So, we talked about Jalen Williams coming back from his injury playing 20 minutes. We talked about Jason Tatum coming back from his injury being on a minutes restriction. So just because you're getting Steph back, you're not getting 2016 pull up from 40 game winner Steph. You're getting like, oh, I'm still kind of injured, but let's see if I can help my team, Quentin Post and Podzimski and my other ragtag gang, like you're not getting, he's not coming back to play with Iguodala and Clay and prime Draymond. He's coming back to play with Quentin Post and Podzimski and current Draymond.
Right, that's true.
I just think there's no point in rushing him back because this version of Golden State is not beating OKC in a 7-game series. And that's your best case scenario, is to win 2 games in the play-in and beat OKC. I wouldn't favor them against the Blazers. I might favor them against the Clippers. I wouldn't favor them against the Suns. So I don't even think it's a guarantee they get out of the play-in. So why not get the team healthy, come back, make your run next year? Steph's still really good. Steph can still lead you to the playoffs, but he can't lead you to the playoffs if you bring him back too early and he re-aggravates his injury.
Right. That's true.
Play it easy if you're Golden State. You're not doing nothing this year.
Yeah. There you have it, Matthew. And before we get out of here, let me share this screen because it's been a minute since we shared some of the comments from our people.
Okay.
Let me switch to this.
I see Mr. Amateur Hours in here.
All right. So listen. So this is what we have here. If you can't read it, is it too small on your screen? If not, I'll read it out.
I can read it.
Yeah, it says Dyson. This is dealing with the Hawks' balanced attack when we're talking about Kuminga. Dyson has offensive game. He can facilitate, and he has a solid dribble, drive, and floater game. They have 2 stretch fives, and I always have a hard time saying his name, and Landale as well.
Man,
what do you think about that?
Man, you commenting about Jock Landale, and you're saying that's one of your attributes? I mean, yeah, maybe. We'll see. But I've watched Jock Landale play before. I say good luck with that.
Yep. Somebody else says at the 540 mark, Charlotte, Toronto, Miami have been tough for us for various reasons. Well, that's Southern Cal.
Well, he's talking about the Hawks video, so those are all teams you're going to see in the play-in or playoffs. So, the Hawks won't see them in the play-in, but those are all teams you could potentially see in the playoffs. So, you better not have issues with them then.
All right, and then we have JS2767. I don't know how he put this on when we're talking about Atlanta, but he said Cade Cunningham is done. Whoever gets the Pistons in the first round has a chance to make it out.
Hey, it's an interesting thought, man. If Cade's out, that's a whole different team. Okay, he is that team. Not every star player is like the heart and soul of their team. He's both like He's the Steph and he's the Draymond of that team.
Right.
Unless your boy Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart's actually the soul of that team.
Yeah. And then we got GB 81369. The issue I got with calling Dyson a shooting guard is that he's not one. He's the point guard. He's a shorter Ben Simmons. That's the correct way to view him. He just cuts better than him.
AGB, that wasn't me that called Dyson a shooting guard. I'm sure that was Sean. So direct all your comments to Sean.
One guy just bigging up OKC.
Hey, thanks for speaking up, David. OKC.
Here we go. Khan is this is Dirty Moab 8079. Khan is the rookie of the year. It's not even close. He's by far the best rookie maybe ever. Almost 44% from three. Dude is awesome.
100% Dirty Moab. Hey, Moab's a beautiful city too in Utah. So I don't know if that's the root of that, but 100%. If his opponent wasn't Cooper Flagg, I don't even think it would be close. Like if you gave Cooper Flagg a generic name, like if you called Cooper Flagg Michael Carter Williams, or you called him, whatever rookie of the past, whatever past rookies of the year, Ben Simmons, whoever, they don't win it over Con Knipple because it's so clearly Con. But, people always have a hard time going against the generational prospect. Like 2003, Melo probably should have won it. And LeBron won it because it was LeBron. Now,
right.
we all know LeBron, better career, everything than Melo. But when it came to that rookie of the year, probably should have been Carmelo. And this year, it really should be Con Knipple, not Cooper Flagg.
Okay. And then we have right here when we talked about Bronny James just entered the 50-40-90 club. Somebody said Bronny can ball. I don't know what the hate is for.
Man, he can ball, and the hate is just because people think he shouldn't have been in the league. People think, he's a Nepo baby, all that, but he certainly can ball, and I think he will work his way into being a rotation player at one point.
All right, then we have another response, Matthew, from Hedge Rock. Flagg is going to get the award because he's one of the faces of the NBA wants to market. I remember when Melo won a chip and took the Nuggets to playoff as a rookie, and he still gave it to LeBron.
Hey, I think that sounds familiar. Where did I hear that?
Yep. Let's see. We got Tony J 1333. Mavs fan checking in. Most of these stance for a con man is based around team success and his 3-point shooting. I'll counter with, bro, Charlotte is a play-in team in the East still. Now Coop is the number one option on Dallas, meaning he's going against the best defenders and still averaging 20. On top of that, out rebounding, assisting, and stocking Con. Con has other guys drawing attention away from him, just trying to even out the debate because you were pro Con and don't properly explain what Coop is doing as a number one option.
I mean, Con does have some better players on his team. He ain't wrong about that. Of course, we ain't watching Dallas games every night. Cooper is on his own, and maybe he has a point.
Yeah.
Damn, we're getting a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Sean.
Bro, I told you, man, it's really picking up.
Wow.
All right, Metal Heart 3014, all tailored around and orchestrated by Steve Kerr to mask his inability to coach up young players. It exposes his ability to really coach. He only wants ready-made vets who already know what to do. Then what is he there for? Lazy coach who refused to devise a scheme that would maximize Kuminga while preserving Steph, Jimmy, and Dre. Oh, interesting.
You think if Warriors fans are being honest, they'd rather have Kuminga than Draymond?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this guy?
Yeah, back to Con. Big DNRV 1562. He has for several months now. Y'all just repeat what you're told.
Hey, big DNRV. Watch your mouth. You take a big ass whooping.
PS FR2XB. Khan absolutely deserves the Rookie of the Year award, one of the most impressive rookies years in anyone ever. On a team that has done nothing but win ever since all their starters returned healthy.
Damn, what's up with all these comments and foaming at the mouth over Gina Carano? What kind of page you running over here?
Did Bam actually beat Kobe's scoring record? We got average height 80-33. Obviously, Bam beat the record. Doesn't matter how he did it.
Amen. I don't know why you. I
That's
don't even know
true.
why we titled the video that way. Of course he did it.
All right.
Man,
Wembyama's brutal honesty about ruining offensive players. Calling Wemby a center and a front to all centers that came before him.
that's
He's a
crazy.
small forward. Wilkes rookie line, 37 points, 27 rebounds. You are children without any sense of history of the game. They didn't log blocks.
Man, Robot Clark, that robot's malfunctioning. Beep boop, beep boop.
Let's see. What
Oh,
else we
then
got
all
here?
your boxing USC stuff.
All right. The truth. Doherty 54 and the truth about Prime Larry Bird. Oh, he just sent a YouTube link. Back to Kaminga
We
again.
ain't clicking that, Doty. We ain't clicking that link.
Yep. Full contact coder. Jonathan Kaminga is much better than the narrative pushed by Steve Kerr the last few years. Kerr was pissed when the team drafted J.K. over his choice. Franz Wagner and spent the first 5 years of J.K.'s career. I think we went over this not too long ago, so that's old.
That's old. I think
Yep.
that's it. We getting some comments, Sean. We're getting some engagement. Hey, they're not as mean as the comments a few weeks ago.
I know, right?
So, uh-oh.
Yep. Oh, I got to
Technical
switch back to here.
difficulties. It
There we
was that
go.
robot. It was
Yeah,
that hating
yeah, yeah.
robot that
Got to
kicked us
switch back.
off.
All right, Matthew. So we
Uh-oh.
getting comments for all the
You're
fans and
muted,
stuff.
Sean.
Oh, am I? All right.
All
Can you hear
right.
me now?
I've officially removed Sean as my co-host.
Can you hear me?
I'll be hosting this show now. We can't hear him.
Uh,
So I've taken over as the king of boxing and basketball, and I would say keep commenting, keep jumping on the stream, keep throwing in the comments. We really enjoy it. This, of course, is our favorite day of the week.
can you hear
Sean,
me now?
no, we still can't hear you, Sean. Unfortunately, we hated on that robot, and he took Sean's ability to
One,
stream
two, one,
away.
two.
But we will be back on Thursday at our regular time. I don't have a town hall to go to. We'll see you at 8 p.m. on Thursday. And if Sean could say goodbye, he would. Wave at the people, Sean.
All right. What about now? Can you hear me? All right. We're out.